What's up, everybody? Hey, this is your man Ricky Gadson, 12-time world champion motorcycle drag racer, and something that most of you don't know about me is that I'm an owner operator. I got a couple trucks and reefer trailers. Been in the trucking business since my first contract with Kawasaki back in 1998. Started with dump trucks back then moved on to car carriers. And then I had 2 car carriers, 7 car, and a 10 car. And hold on, my reefer just started up, which is kind of loud. That's 7 car, and then a 10 car carrier. And more recently, I moved on. I got Freightliner and a Volvo, and 2 reefer units. So anyway, it's just daily frustration in the business. As you all you truck drivers know, right now that are owner operators or even driving trucks, period, the industry is, oh my God, the industry is the worst it's ever been. Like, period. There's no, they say that the trucking business goes through this every so often to kind of weed out. You know, it was so much money to be made in the trucking business. Everybody went out and bought trucks and big notes and stuff like that. And then every so often, the rates will take a fall. Spot rates will definitely take a fall. But this is ridiculous. This has been going on since over a year now. This is May. So last April or so, the rates just got what I thought was the worst it could get, right? And then by the summertime, I thought it hit rock bottom. Last summer, 2022, I thought it literally hit rock bottom. Boy, was I wrong, because not only did the rates continue to fall, but never have I ever seen, generally when the rates fall, fuel prices are, when fuel prices go up, the rates go up. I've never ever seen in the industry rates fall and fuel prices go up. Like, they kind of offset each other generally. They don't keep up with each other, but generally they offset each other. If the rates drop, fuel is low. If fuel goes up, the rates eventually go up. That has not happened in the trucking industry right now. So trying to hold on, trying to survive is the biggest thing right now, because one thing we need to do in the trucking industry is we need to stick together. And it's never going to happen. Didn't happen in the dump truck business. And it's not going to happen in the trucking world. These brokers are making the money. These brokers are literally probably getting $1,700 for a load that they want to pay you $1,100 for. And that was when the rates were good. Right now, the brokers are probably still getting $1,100, $1,200 for a 200 mile, 300 mile run, and they want to pay you $600 and $700. Like, it's preposterous. It literally is. I got some friends that run over the road. I don't run over the road. I stay regional. They run over the road, and they used to run to Texas all the time. You know, make $3,000 on the way out, another $2,000 on the way back. A couple days they made $5,000 turn. Now they trying to get that same lane is paying them $1,800 to run to Houston, Texas, and another $1,400, $1,200 to come back. Get the hell out of here. Ain't nobody doing that shit. I'm not. My trucks will stay parked if I gotta. I'm not running for fuel. I'm not running for fuel. I don't owe anybody on these trucks. My trailers are paid for. I'm not running for fuel. And a lot of these guys out here, they're willing to run for fuel. So anyway, my latest frustration is today, and I'm gonna probably try to start keeping a journal on YouTube, because a lot of people say, man, I didn't know you was into trucking. You know, like I checked out your video on reefer stuff. So anyway, today I get a call from my driver saying that, and here's the biggest problem in the trucking industry: appointments. You have an appointment, you have to be there. You got all these, so now these brokers want you to start tracking so that they can keep track of you, so they don't have to, and which is cool, because they don't have to ring your phone all the time. Where are you? What's your reefer temp set at? And all that stuff. And then they know for detention, they know when you got there, because if you don't get there on time, you're not going to get detention. That's another thing that pisses me off. Detention. You guys that are out here, you know detention rates have dropped too. What the hell? So we're on a 14-hour clock every day. We can only run 11 hours driving, 3 hours loading, unloading, eating, whatever. 14 hours. So if they take 4 and 5 hours to unload you, you just lost an hour to 2 hours of your driving time for that day. And then these brokers now, it used to be 2 hours and $40 to $50 an hour. Once you've been sitting there for 2 hours, you get $40 to $50 in detention. Now these brokers, and they're trying to tell you, oh no, you have to. Detention doesn't start till 3 hours or 4 hours at $25 an hour or $30 an hour. Come get the hell out of here, man. This is. So okay, so that's one thing. I could continue to go on. You guys who's in this business absolutely know what I'm talking about. The latest frustration is today I get a phone call from my driver. He had a 2-stop load, 1 pick, 2 drops, which means he went to one spot, picked up the whole, they loaded the whole trailer. He had to separate, he had to make 2 deliveries. He had the first delivery at 5 a.m. At 8:30, they had unloaded him, but they're waiting for the lumper fee to get paid. Okay, let's talk about lumpers. For you guys for people who don't know what lumpers are when you back to the door, like I am right now. When they unload you, they make money off of every truck they unload. Like, they will unload you and charge you $400, $500, $600 to unload your trailer. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. Like, if your load paid you $1,200, now it's not your charge because you hauling it. You gotta get in touch with the broker. Problem with that is all brokers don't want to pay you up front. They want you to pay it out your pocket. So it could be a $500 lumper fee, which is an unloading fee, and it's got to come out of your rate. If your rate was $1,000, you have to put the $500 up first and then wait for them to send you an adjusted rate con. A rate con is a contract between you and the broker that says what he's supposed to pay you. And sometimes they don't send that to you right away. They might send that to you the day after or 2 days later. And we all know we need our money right away, so we send it into our factoring company so we can get paid the next day. And then you got to wait on your lumper reimbursement. So anyway, today my driver called and said that he was getting unloaded at the first stop, a partial unload. The lumper fee, never heard this in my life before. The lumper fee was $1,300 for a partial unload. On top of that, he calls the broker, which is what you're supposed to do, so you can get an express code, a money code, EFT code, whatever, to make the payment digitally on your phone. They told him, oh, we don't have that. Well, how much was it? We don't have that much money in our, in our codes, we don't have that much money in our account for lumper fees right now. You have to wait. So he was been waiting for 2 hours. Now you got to drive another hour and a half. He had a 10 o'clock. He had a 5 a.m. appointment. Let me slow down because I'm getting frustrated. He had a 5 a.m. appointment to get part of the trailer unloaded and a 10 a.m. appointment to get the rest of it unloaded. It's 9 o'clock now. It's an hour and a half to go to the other drop. It's by appointment only. So let me tell you the trickle-down effect. And they don't give a damn. The load has to be delivered by 10 a.m. at a DC in North Jersey, a distribution center in North Jersey. That is by appointment only. If you don't get there by 10 o'clock, 10:30, if you don't get there by 10 o'clock, no later than 10:30, they will tell you, sorry, you missed your appointment. You missed your appointment. What that means is you have to call your broker, and your broker has to literally reschedule your appointment. That don't work because in this trucking business, you line up your next pickup by where your last delivery was. So if you're in North Jersey dropping off at 10 a.m., you're looking to pick up out of somewhere in the vicinity of North Jersey in the afternoon the same day so that you don't have to deadhead anywhere. Deadhead means when you have no load, you're just driving empty. You try to minimize deadheading. So you schedule a load to leave from somewhere in the vicinity, 40, 50, 60, 70 miles, 100 miles of where you dropped that. But that load might be 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which normally would be okay if you delivered at 10 o'clock. So now we're in a situation where he's not going to get there on time at 10 o'clock because of them. I'm emailing them. He's talking to them, telling them, hey, I got to get out of here. The loads, they've been unloading me. They're waiting for payment. You guys haven't paid me so I can pay them. They don't give a damn. They act like they do. They don't give a damn that if you don't get there, you're going to miss your appointment time, which means that's it. You're going to have to hold that load. You could be holding that load another 2 days, just sitting for 2 days until they unload the rest of that load. So now, not only did you miss the next appointment that you had, but you missed the next 3, because it's not that one appointment. After that appointment, you'll line up another one to take you from if you, let's say you had to go to Maryland with that second load. Now you load something from Maryland going to North Carolina. Then you load something from North Carolina going to wherever. You miss all of those because you're not going to end up where you need to end up to take up the next. This trickle down stuff, man, this is frustrating. I'm frustrated right now because if he don't make that 10 a.m., which he's not going to, then he'll miss the next load, which is at 2 o'clock, which is 30 miles away, which is 2 o'clock. That's $1,000 load. He's going to miss that, which means he'll miss the next load after that because he missed that second load. Like, it's all a domino effect. As an owner-operator, we can't afford to have a domino effect because you just ruined our whole week. So if we got to hold this load for a day or 2 days, now we're getting the same amount of money to hold it, and they'll throw in, we'll give you detention or a layover. A layover maximizes at $250. That's it. So if I had to stay to the next day, all I'm getting is $250. Okay, to a lot of you that sounds like, oh, that's good. You got $250 for sitting. No, it's not, because in that same time I could have made $1,000. So again, I know I'm rambling. I'm frustrated. I will try to keep a journal of my frustrations in this trucking business for all of you who care, for all of you who's going through it like I am. This is just the tip of the iceberg, dude. I swear to you. We all need to get together. And if you're a trucker, an owner-operator, don't go to Florida. And it has nothing to do with the political side of it. It's the fact that, as you all know, if you're on the southeastern corridor, you go to Florida, they'll pay you something to go into Florida, but they ain't going to pay you but $1 a mile coming out if you get that. Like, ridiculous. And they thinking all these dispatchers and stuff talking about, you're going to have to start accepting some of these loads. No, I'm not. Well, this load pays $3 an hour, $3 a mile. $3 a mile ain't shit. That's 300 miles for $900. Ain't nobody gonna drive 6.5, 7 hours for $900. Because don't forget, you got to get loaded, 2 hours to load. This is on the minimum. 2 hours to load, 2 hours to unload. That's 4 hours plus 7 hours of driving. That's 11 hours of your day for $900. Like, you're not gonna do it all in one day. So that's 2 days. So anyway, I'm gonna go. Thank y'all for listening to me ramble. I'll ramble some more next time you see me. Peace out, Rickey G.